Southwest TV Translator Association underwrites the news, and Dolores County Broadcasting Network provides the support for DCTV.
Here at the News at Noon show, we present news we hope you find interesting and report on local issues and events. Call us with your news tips or topics you'd like to see covered at 970-677-4119.
We appreciate that you're watching DCTV. Today's show is live Wednesday at noon and rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. and re-aired on Saturday at noon, 3 and 6.
Today is Flag Day, June 14th, 2017. Now here's the news.
Reported in the Durango Herald, over $4,000 worth of Native American artifacts were recently stolen from a Durango storage facility, said longtime Durango resident and former archaeologist Branson Reynolds. I can't imagine how anyone knew that was in there or what it was, Reynolds said. It's just a complete mystery. Reynolds said he stored a large collection of Native American artifacts at Animas Mini Storage on U.S. Highway 160 in West Durango after he sold his home about 4 years ago. Most of the artifacts he collected were an assortment of pottery, bowls, and ladles, mostly from ancestral Pueblans, as well as some rare necklaces and beadwork when he was working as an archaeologist in the 1980s. Back then, you could buy those items at a flea market, Reynolds said. They all came from legal places, but at some point, I figured it wasn't right that they should be bought, so I just stopped. About 3 weeks ago, Reynolds said a manager at Animas Mini Storage called him to say the lock on his storage unit had been removed. Reynolds said he hadn't been to the storage unit for about a month when the manager called, so it's difficult to pinpoint when exactly the theft occurred. When he went to visit his storage unit, he discovered at least 20 to 30 items missing. He estimated the loss at $4,000 to $5,000 based on what he paid for the items more than 30 years ago. I wish I had more information, but I don't, Reynolds said. It must be obvious, though, because it was the only one broken into. Larry Young, manager at Animas Mini Storage, who alerted Reynolds, said there hasn't been a theft at the storage facility for about 7 or 8 years. While there is a secured gate, there is no surveillance footage that would help in identifying the thieves. Nothing else at the storage facility was taken, Young said. It's kind of like someone knew he had it in there. Reynolds, who has lived in the Durango area since the 1980s, said a select number of family and friends knew about the collection, but he's still at a loss as to who would know where his storage unit is located. He filed a report with the Durango Police Department, which went to the storage unit to take pictures and search for fingerprints. Reynolds is offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the persons involved in the theft. He said informants' names would be kept confidential.
Breaking news from the Durango Herald. 1 person died and 3 were taken to the hospital, and several others were displaced in an early morning fire today at Tercero townhouse units in West Durango. We have found a body inside the building, said Hal Doughty, chief of Durango Fire Protection District at 6:45 this morning. Authorities had not identified the victim. The body was found in a heavily damaged part of the housing complex. It was not immediately safe for firefighters to remove the body to make a preliminary identification. 3 people were initially taken to Mercy Regional Medical Center. From there, 2 were flown to a Denver area hospital, suggesting their injuries are serious or critical, said Doughty. The 3rd patient, a child, remained at Mercy for observation. Firefighters responded to the call at 1:48 a.m. at the 2100 block of West 3rd Avenue. The fire broke out in a middle unit and quickly spread to adjoining units. Crews arrived to find intense fire inside the units. They went into a defensive mode, meaning they blasted the blaze from outside with water and foam. Firefighters did a quick search of units before the fire spread, and 3 people were missing as of 4:30 a.m. Firefighters were able to account for 2 missing people, so they have an idea who the deceased individual might be. Residents were awakened by someone yelling loud enough for neighbors to hear. 1 adult and 2 children were taken to the hospital, and their injuries are unknown. A towering plume of smoke billowed into the night sky as neighbors gathered to watch around 2:15 a.m. 30 minutes later, firefighters appeared to have gained control of what was described as a terrifying situation. Doughty said the cause of the fire is unknown. An investigation will take place, and it appears that the fire started in an occupied unit.
McPhee Reservoir managers said on Tuesday that they will continue to release boatable flows into the Dolores River until at least 10 a.m. Thursday, June 15th, according to the Cortez Journal. Flows of no less than 800 cubic feet per second will be released from McPhee Dam for the extended release, which could go even longer. The reservoir is full and continues to receive more runoff from mountain snowpack than it can store. Managers say it is unclear how much snow remains in the Dolores River watershed, but the snowpack primarily is above 10,500 feet in elevation. For more information on flow data for sections of the river, visit the website of the DoloresRiverBoating.org.
From the Cortez Journal, the Cortez Sanitation District might lower plant investment fees for hotels and recreational vehicle parks this year. For several months, District Manager Jan Nelson has researched the cost of connecting the non-residential property to the city's sewer system, with some arguing the current hotel and RV fees are too high. During the Sanitation District's monthly meeting on Monday, she presented the results from a study by SGM Engineering that looked at fees in several Colorado towns with a similar population to Cortez. Although most members of the Board of Directors agreed the district should hold a public hearing on the issue this summer, they decided to postpone rescheduling the hearing until next month in order to come up with a suggested change in fees. Right now, it costs $4,770 to connect the first room of a hotel to the Cortez sewer system, the same price as a residential home or a commercial property, although the price goes down with additional units. RV parks follow the same pricing, charging $4,770 for the first unit and $2,500 each for each additional one. Nelson said she believes the high plant investment fees are part of the reason few new hotels have moved into the Cortez area recently. Several board members agreed. President Ryan Griglak said the board's study of other town practices came up with a wide variety of fees, some of which wouldn't make sense in Cortez. Nelson said based on the research, it seemed reasonable to charge 30% of the residential fee for a hotel unit. Nelson said the board should work toward the solution that would make sense for the majority of customers. The Board of Directors also agreed to look more closely at the study results and discuss them again at their next meeting, when they plan to possibly schedule a public hearing.
In case you hadn't seen it on social media posts, DCTV News was told the TV American show called American Pickers is coming to Southwest Colorado to film their unique antique-based show. They are looking for interesting people with interesting items, and lots of them, said Alina Ramirez, casting associate. American Pickers is a documentary series that explores the fascinating world of antique, quote, picking on the History Channel. The hit show follows Mike Wolf and Frank Fritz as they hunt for America's most valuable antiques. They are always excited to find sizable, unique collections and learn the interesting stories behind them. As they hit the back roads from coast to coast, Mike and Frank are on a mission to recycle and reuse forgotten relics. Along the way, the Pickers want to meet characters with remarkable and exceptional items. You know who you are. The pair hopes to give historically significant objects a new lease on life while learning a thing or two about America's past along the way. If you know someone who fits this scenario, or you yourself have a barn full of collectibles you'd be interested in showing, American Pickers is looking for leads and would love to explore your hidden treasure. You can send them your name, number, location, and a description of the collection with photos. The email is americanpickers@cineflix.com or call 855-OLD-RUST and find them on Facebook at Gotta Pick. And now let's take a look at their weather.
The National Weather Service has forecast our Four Corners region will remain under a high-pressure ridge until at least the end of next week. So we'll see warming continue through the next 10 days. This means dry and westerly flow, which will turn southerly Saturday. Saturday through Tuesday, only over the highest terrain, some cloudiness may develop. National Weather Service says they'll be the pop and drop kind, with very little precipitation hitting the ground due to very dry surface conditions. Fire weather, climbing temps, and humidity will be falling below 15% in lower elevations. This will not particularly be a problem for most zones, they say, except for Moffat County area in the northwest corner. There today, gusts could reach 25 miles per hour late this afternoon, which will put them borderline for a fire weather watch that will likely be issued if there's a worsening wind. Fire weather will be the thing to look out for in the foreseeable future here. Any wind increases and just more dry time will push us closer and closer to a seasonal fire ban. The Roaring Fork and Aspen will rise to bankful condition today, with snow melt increasing. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are forecast for much of the northern and central U.S., and an area from Minnesota to Missouri and east to Michigan will have favorable conditions for strong to severe thunderstorms and areas of heavy rain this afternoon and evening. The southern half of the trailing front will stall over the central and southern plains on Thursday. Some storms will become severe over western Missouri and eastern Kansas and northern Oklahoma. Heavy rain will also be possible over Missouri. As the northern portions of the system move east, showers and thunderstorms are expected to become more widespread across the lower Great Lakes and Ohio Valley and the central Appalachians on Thursday. Average temperatures across much of the central U.S. will remain in the 80s and 90s. Heat along the east coast will ease up as cooler air filters into the northeast and mid-Atlantic over the next few days. Many locations will have highs mainly in the 80s today before hovering in the 70s on Thursday. Showers and a few thunderstorms will be possible across the mid-Atlantic regions over the next couple of days. Rain and high elevation snow will taper off across the west this morning. Most locations west of the Continental Divide will remain dry until a Pacific low pressure system approaches the northwest tonight into Thursday. That Pacific low will spread showers inland. Most of California and southern Nevada and southern Arizona have excessive heat watches in effect, while freeze warning areas are in effect for portions of south central Oregon and northern Nevada. Today's high, slated to be 82, will only be a cool memory by next Monday, which will see the temperature having reached 96. Winds today will run 5 to 15 with gusts as high as 20 with lowering humidity levels. So carry plenty of water, especially as you work outdoors or in non-air conditioned places. Watching your water intake is good at all times, though. Lows will run up from 49 tonight to 57 by Monday night. With these highs, and we still have 2 weeks till July, we may start wanting our alleged monsoon season bipicono festivities. Now back to the news.
From the Durango Herald, the Colorado State's Departments of Education and Higher Education will hold the first in a series of town halls Wednesday in Ridgway to learn what's driving down enrollment and graduation rates of Colorado's teachers' education programs since 2010. This will be the first of 10 meetings held across the state this summer. The meetings are a result of House Bill 1003, which was sponsored by Representative Barbara McLaughlin, Democrat of Durango. HB 1003 was signed into law last month. The departments in charge of the study will incorporate local perspectives and circumstances. The gap between teacher salaries and the cost of living in different communities is likely among the top issues. A recent study conducted by Douglas Bissonnette, superintendent of School District C1 in Elizabeth, found that only 13 of the state's 178 school districts paid an average wage that met or exceeded the cost of living in their communities. All 6 of the districts in southwest Colorado, Bayfield, Durango, Dolores, Ignacio, Mancos, and Montezuma-Cortez, pay an average wage below the cost of living. Of these districts, Durango 9R has the smallest cost of living gap at 13.48%, and Mancos has the largest at 28.8%. The data gathered from these town halls will be used to draft a strategic plan with recommendations for the legislature on how to address the issues. The series of town halls will include one to be held at Ignacio High School either August 14th or 15th. People who cannot attend the sessions are encouraged to take a survey available through the Department of Higher Education's website, where a list of the locations and times of the town halls is also available.
What a fun toy telescopes and satellites and such are. If only we could all play with the NASA toys. Just don't tell them I call them toys. The Bosphorus Strait divides the continents of Europe and Asia in Turkey's largest city, Istanbul. Normally, they are blue water, but they were suddenly changed. Reminiscent of the orange Animus Gold King mine spill, they had a spill in the Bosphorus Strait that makes it look like a milky turquoise. Can you show that image number 1, please? Well, take my word for it. This has occurred since this weekend and alarmed some residents, expressing their fears in social media that there had been a polluting event. Others even suggested it might be linked to an earthquake that rocked the Asian region on Monday afternoon. Scientists said there was no mystery behind the color change. There's the image of the Black Sea there. which was accompanied by a sharper smell. NASA had already been watching the change as it began in the Black Sea. The changing color across the Black Sea was captured in this image taken from NASA's Terra satellite. NASA said the milky coloration was likely due to the growth of a particular phytoplankton called Cacholithophore. This particular organism is plated with white calcium carbonate, and when present in large numbers, they tend to turn the water a milky sheen. You can go for that second image if it'll work. This is the Bosphorus Strait. Ahmet Cemal Sadim, professor of environmental science at Hacettepe University in Istanbul, said this has nothing to do with pollution, adding it was a particularly good thing for the numbers of anchovies, which is a popular supper in Istanbul. The cause is a surge in the numbers of the microorganism Emiliania huxleyi, also known as EHUX, which I prefer. One of the most successful life forms on the planet, Emiliania huxleyi is a single-celled organism visible only under a microscope. It has an astonishing ability that enables it to thrive in waters from the equator to the subarctic. Emiliania huxleyi is a species of Cacholithophore. Some scientists also love dispelling panic and fear.
Okay, that's good. From DCTV News, the Girl Scouts of America are 2.6 million strong, says their website. 1.8 million girls and 800,000 adults who believe in the power of every girl to change the world. That stands for Go-Getter, Innovator, Risk-Taker, Leader, trademark. The organization started in 1912 and has been going strong ever since. Their mission is for Girl Scouting to build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. Among all of their leadership skill building and affirmative programs, the one that seems to have gleamed the most attention, the program most associated with the word Girl Scout these days, is cookies. Everyone has their favorite. Can't beat the Thin Mints, but I also love the Samoas. The cookie sales dollars help power new, unique, and amazing experiences for the membership. And right here in a local troop in Montezuma County, Megan Schmaltz, 12, and Robin Sitchell, 12, both of Cortez Troop 23043, were pleased to attend the Girl Scouts of Colorado Top 100 event in Denver on June 3rd in recognition of their cookie sales. Megan sold 2,501 boxes and Robin sold 2,001. The event honored the state's top 100 sellers. Megan and Robin attended 3 leadership classes and a luncheon in their honor. Both received a medal and award certificate. There are about 21,000 Girl Scouts here in Colorado. I wonder if they were served cookies for dessert.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of June 5th through June 11th. A town resident requested an officer assist with a case involving a broken residential window caused by a baseball. All involved agreed to amicably handle the repair and replacement of the window between them. A resident reported losing a cell phone in the Bradfield area. If anyone found a cell phone, please contact the sheriff's office so we can assist in getting it returned to its owner. While on routine patrol in town, a dog at large was seen stopping traffic while crossing the road. Animal control was notified. A county resident requested an officer check on a pedestrian sitting in the shade off Highway 491. A deputy responded and gave the pedestrian a courtesy ride to the Utah state line. A deputy responded to a report of the flag at the county shop appearing to be coming loose. Road and bridge were notified. A deputy responded to a call in Rico involving a combative individual. The individual was taken into protective custody and transported to Montezuma County to Access Health. And a deputy made a contact with a disoriented individual trying to break into a vehicle. The individual was taken to Southwest Memorial Hospital for evaluation and flown to a Grand Junction hospital. That's it for this week's Roundup. Stay tuned for continuing updates.
Here's today's High Canyon Country happenings. As part of the Four Corners Lecture Series, the Hisatsinem chapter of the Colorado Archaeology Society will present Phil Gieb on June 29th to discuss what Cave 7 has to say about the causes of Basket Maker 2 warfare. The lecture is at 7 p.m. at the Sunflower Theater, 8 East Main Street in Cortez. Gieb explores the evidence and possible reasons for warfare during the Basket Maker 2 period, with a focus on evidence from the most renowned Basket Maker 2 massacre site, Weather Hills Cave 7 in southeast Utah. For more information, call Carrie Schleller at 505-269-4475. The Mount Lookout Grange in Mancus is 100 years old this year, and community members young and old will be celebrating on Saturday, June 17th. Grange staff members will be offering tours of the new commercial kitchen on Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Grange, 680 Grand Avenue. There will be a presentation on the history of the Grange, and several guest speakers will share memories of the Grange from throughout its history. The Mount Lookout Grange was founded in Mancus on April 28, 1917, according to the Mancus historian Greg Kemp. The building that currently houses the Grange was built in 1893 in the Cherry Creek area east of Mancus. And today, Wednesday, June 14th, is the Rock Mobile Food Pantry at the Rock Building. Anyone who is a resident of Dolores County is eligible to drive by and pick up some food resources starting at 4:30 p.m., no early birds. Proof of residency is required. The free food service will be available the second Wednesday of each month this summer, June, July, and August. Also this Friday, June 16th, the Dove Creek Food Pantry Care and Share program opens its shelves on Friday starting at 9:30 a.m. This is a monthly service to provide our community with food resources for anyone in need. It is the first come, first served basis through the lower level of the VFW off Highway 491. If you have any questions, you can call them or visit their website or Facebook page, which we have linked up on the DCTV News at Noon page. Also on our Facebook page, we have photos from today's Flag Day celebration at our local VFW post. As always, proud to be American. And if you missed any of those details, don't worry. All of the happenings are listed on DCTV Facebook page. If you have news or events or information you would like us to share, send us an email at dcbnnews@gmail.com or call us at 677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. A reminder that this program is aired live at noon Monday through Wednesday and rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. and again aired Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in the same order.
And check out the Facebook page. It's called DCTV News at Noon. Like us there and join the local conversation, and please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook and everyone at DCTV with the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, I'm Jerry Tope. Thanks for watching.